Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Toss and Turn. My name is Eudes.
Melissa.
We are here. It is Sunday the 12th. We're starting to shoot. It's roughly around 12 in the afternoon. So welcome back to Toss and Turn. Last episode, we hit on a few subjects. People wanted us to get more into things, but we're going to just roll out to like what it is to live in New York City. Again, what we did this week. What are our hobbies, more or less. And then, things we get done throughout the week. I feel like we both have a 9 to 5. So our schedule's pretty dense because we like to do things particularly after work. More so, I try to keep myself really busy. I started a regiment. I'm 5 days in. If you know who Saitama is, it's kind of that. But then I've added like 1 or 2 things. I got to train with some of the guys over the week. So, I mean, you work roughly till 3. I'm opposite. I work from 2 to 10.
Yeah.
So you get out a little bit earlier.
8. Yeah, well, I do after school programs. So work 8 to 4 Monday to Tuesday, and then 8 till about 4:45 Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday is really the only day that I get out about 3 between some change. So yeah, but then after that, I just want to come home and do nothing.
Nice.
I've been being on my feet all day long.
Yeah.
I don't get to sit, so let's just come home and sit and shower.
Oh, that's nice. So yeah, my week went pretty well as well. Like, I don't feel like I did much. I did this editing. I've done like a couple of photos, but more particularly, I'm trying to start a good regiment. Like I said, I was gonna try to force feed myself water last episode.
I need to do that.
I wanted to start this regimen, so instead of like starting on the typical Monday, I was like Tuesday. That's why I'm like counting it as day 5. Today is my rest day because you're supposed to do crazy increments and then do a single rest day for recovery. But I stay up pretty late because my hours are from 2 to 10. But that's going to change in February. In February, it's going to change. I'm going to be working my regular hours, so from 7 to 3, which means I'll get to go to zoo and like jump around.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And you get out early when the sun's still out.
Yeah, because right now I've been trying to use the morning to do workouts and stuff, but it's difficult because I'll do my stretching, but I won't work out hard because I know I got a long day ahead of me. So when I get out of work, I want to crush it. But then the gyms that I want to go to, they're kind of closed. Because I'll get out at 11 p.m. Anyway, hopefully February is a good turnaround. I definitely gained weight over the holidays, even being on a plant-based diet. So there's no way around that. Like,
I don't know how people do it. I don't know. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of like
I'm just eating.
I'm just like
whether it
really
is
changed.
Yeah, it's like celebrating at locations, like you go to a spot to eat, or someone's bringing you food, or they've overcooked and now you got containers of food left over. So I don't want to like throw away food, so I'm always trying to eat whatever we got.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
But everyone starts a New Year's resolution of like, oh, let me work out, blah blah blah. So the gyms get crowded.
First 21 days.
Yeah, I haven't been to the gym, so I can't say I'm like in that bandwagon. I do my workouts kind of in-house. I have 40-pound weights, 60-pound weighted vest. I have 10 and I have a 15, and then I wear like wrist weights and feet weights. Once again,
you can have a good decent workout at home. You just need the space and you need to have a plan. You can't just be like, I'm going to work out today. Like, you need to know how many sets you're doing, what exactly are you doing. Yeah. At least that's what I do.
I'm so used to doing an exercise or cardiovascular afterward. It's always been my regimen. Because taking martial arts, like after the job, the classes were always in the evenings for adults. So it's like 6 to 8 or whatnot. I used to go all the way to 10 or 11. But it was always evening classes, so I got into this habit of like working out after work. So right now my work hours are my working out hours. I really don't like that.
I prefer
But yeah, let's get into what we kind of wanted to talk about was our hobbies. I particularly jumped into many different things. That's how I got into, I want to say, videotaping or taking photos. Those are kind of my pastime. My brother does it more, or did it more often. Right now, he does it as a sporting thing where he would ride a bike and have this expensive camera on him and be snapping photos. Um, but photography, cinematography turned into hobbies and side jobs, which I do as freelancing, but more particularly, they are fun to me. Like, it's a very fun thing on top of practicing martial arts. But for this winter, my main hobby has been trying to pick up ice skating because I do rollerblading. But ice skating at Bryant Park, if you have your own skates, is free. It's very free. You just got to deal with like big holidays. I went for Christmas, which there was a lot of people, but it was okay. It was okay. I got to do a little morning meeting with Shaq, whom you'll meet at some point. But we go ice skating and just talk, and it's I think an active like meeting is dope instead of being in an office. I got to shoot a couple of his videos with him, so a lot of collaboration on that end. Um, yeah, but my hobby would be right now ice skating, and I know you have one that has been like in a box.
It's like so I'm like a huge fan of Legos.
You're gonna have to repeat that a little bit louder. Stop being so.
What is it? What did I say? I'm a huge fan of Legos.
I geek out over her box because she has so many.
It is a Foot Locker full of Legos, and the whole. I got into it because I went to Discovery Legoland or whatever when I was living in Texas, and it was like an adult only night because usually if you don't have kids, they won't let you in.
Oh.
And so it was like, adults only night, and so we were like, yes, and we went, and it was a bunch of adults playing with Legos. It was awesome. We had like a competition. We built Mario and Luigi. We won. Everybody else sucked. They actually were pretty good. But thank goodness there weren't any master builders there. We were all pretty much just normal folk. And yeah, we cheated. We used our phones. But still, it worked. We won.
Hey.
We didn't get anything. We just got a clap.
Round of applause.
But ever since then, like I got into Legos. And we just started building all kinds of crap. I started buying all kinds of stuff. And then most recently, I got the limited edition Friends Central Park. Yeah. Which I'm like, it's in the box. I want to build it, but then I'm like, where am I going to put it? But then I don't want to take it out because it's pretty in the box. So I'm kind of like,
it's the conundrum, right?
It's my struggle right now.
You buy a limited edition Lego kit that Friends is off Netflix right now. They got to get picked up by another network. I want to say Disney Plus might pick them up.
You know what?
And then people are gonna be like, oh shit, I want to watch Friends again. Maybe not immediately right now, but Netflix has
out there.
Yeah, Netflix has a tendency of knocking shows off and then seeing what the want is. So there must have been an algorithm where everyone's already seen it.
Yeah, I know I have.
I used
the whole thing.
Used to leave it on me.
Yeah.
So the Legos edition.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I watch YouTube videos. Jang Bricks, he's super awesome.
Ooh.
And then I don't know. I have like a whole bin of like earrings that I used to make earrings with. That also like went away. Yeah, that whole beautiful earring thing. I used to sell my earrings at work. They were actually pretty dope. But then, I don't know. I haven't found a hobby that I want to like stick with.
I mean, as of right now, you're still settling in too. Once again, you only have. We can say it's a year. A year feels like a long time, but you've been doing so much other things, trying to get your life situated. Finding a job through the education system. That's kind of a rough patch in my eyes. What? I don't know it, so it goes over my head. But yeah, the hobby that I feel like you have a good grasp on, and that's why when I walked into the Amazon store. If you haven't been, it's pretty freaking cool.
There's an Amazon store?
Yeah, dude, and don't go.
Oh, wait, is it the
Do not go. Do
Where's
not
the
go to the
Amazon?
store. Do not go
Where is it?
because you'll buy something.
Is it? It's not 59th Street.
It's somewhere
big
down.
mall,
It's in
right?
New York. The fact that there's an Amazon store that you can walk into.
I,
You want fast delivery?
You go to the Amazon store.
Go to the Amazon store and it's in your hands.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah. I went to go buy Azul, which we'll get into. It's a board game, but yeah, I kind of saw that and I was like, limited edition, only one left. Well, two. There were two. There's one left on the shelf, which I'm like, oh man, this is a perfect gift. So we went splitsies, Judy and I, on getting you. She, you know, we had done a Secret Santa, which it's now become a thing. So thanks for the gift.
Even though it wasn't for you specifically.
Yeah, it's for us.
Like,
It's more security, guys.
security cameras. I'm like, that's for the
I
house.
want more security.
Like,
Tech is one thing that I really like. I like it. It's like a wireless. It's gonna be fun. I got one. I got the same kit for my brother.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. So you bought me what I bought him.
What do you buy? Okay. Yeah.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Your
So
just keep
yeah.
your tongues down.
But the limited edition Lego kit, I was like, this is gonna be dope whether she opens it or not. But there were only two left, and I in my mind I wanted her to buy both. So you have the opportunity to open one and then the opportunity to put one away and make money. But yo, Legos are pricey.
They are.
Holy crap, that's some money.
Yeah. All these people that go in, they're like, I made a Lego haul. I'm like, ooh, you must make a lot of money. But then again, these are also people who have like millions of viewers on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done that and it's hurt every single time.
Hurts
but
the
it's
pocket.
been like kits that I'm like, I definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. Like she got a box, and now that we got like cameras up,
and I love minifigs.
we could talk about things that we have in our apartment on top of like renter's insurance. Everybody should have that. But we have our personalized security here, which has been working great. It's fantastic.
Somebody had been leaving trash, like a bag of trash in front of my mom's door, and we'd come in and be like, Mom, did you leave it? She's like, I didn't leave that.
Nope.
Guess what? Nobody's leaving trash in front of the door no more.
Yep.
So I'm like,
And it's great because she could communicate through the camera.
She can.
Like I'm at work. I know she got locked out.
She did. She got locked out.
She got locked out.
We should post that video.
No, I'm not posting it. I'm not gonna post it.
She's outside, and I'm like, I'm hearing this like meowing noise coming from. She's like, meow. I'm like, what the hell is Mom doing? Like, Mom.
Yeah,
when you meet our mother,
kitchen.
you will be like, oh.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah, she is.
She's great.
Definitely a character.
So,
but
she got locked out, and I didn't know if you were over at her place, but she got locked out, and I'm like, I get alerts, and I sometimes look, sometimes I don't. This was one that I'm like, yo, I'm getting so many triggered alerts back to back. I want to see what's happening from the front of her door. So I go and I look, and she's like out there dancing.
Yeah.
She's out there like, I'm locked out. I'm locked out. And I'm like, oh shit, she's locked out. And then I hit you up to see if you're home, or at her home, better said. And you were there, so it was just like great. Yeah. I called, and I called. You picked up, so I called you. I called you immediately after I saw the video. I called you immediately. You picked up, and then boom.
I heard her walking. She's like, "Make it afuera, make it." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, which is good. It's great.
Yeah, I guess
security, have cameras.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So I mean, I'm in. The fact that it alerts me on my phone, and then I can check, and then I can call you, and then you're in the area, and then you can bring her back. Imagine she didn't have her phone or her keys.
No, she didn't have anything. She would have.
Right. What? Walked over to.
She probably would have gone downstairs. Yeah, she probably would have gone downstairs to her neighbors or so.
Yeah, and then like.
Yeah, because nowadays when cell phones, people don't remember
numbers. Who remembers whose number?
Yeah, you need to at least remember 2 numbers. At least 2. That's my thing. At least 2.
Yeah.
I'm working on that. That's going to be a goal of mine. Because
I have Alex's number.
Memorized?
Yeah, memorized.
See, Mom's changed her number so much. Like, at one point, I know that I knew it, and then she's changed her number so many times that I'm like...
Yeah, but she's older, so she won't... I'm going to say it's hard to know people's numbers for a fact. We're definitely more reliant on technology.
Yes.
So I try to at least have one phone number to memory. And the only way that I remember numbers right now is playing with them on my calculator. The phone's calculator or the actual, no, it's the calculator because I'll make it a song. Because I got to remember like 4 different safes for work. I say my memory's pretty shitty, but if I dedicate time and focus to things, I prioritize. So people are now telling me I have selective memory instead of saying I have terrible memory. So I'm gonna work on that. But
I think everybody does.
I play with the calculator to remember. So I make it a song on the thing or a tone. It's really weird.
I'm gonna start trying to dial people's number instead of like looking for it. See if that works.
Time consuming.
I
don't know.
know,
I use
right?
Siri.
Back in the day when it was like
I use Siri so much. I'm like,
rotor phones.
if I'm texting you, it's Siri. She's my secretary. I use her 100% of the time to making
Siri can never
notes.
get anything correct.
What? Nah,
Siri.
she gets everything correct.
You know what? Hire me to be Siri, and I will pronounce Spanish terms correctly in Spanish. Okay?
I don't think you should be talking Spanish to Siri.
Why not? This is a multicultural
But if you
world.
have her set to English, you can't be flipping the script. We're not that far advanced yet. Anyway, we have definitely gone down a rabbit hole over here. So point is, having cameras, good.
Yeah.
I like that, especially ones with motion sensors, because it's immediate. Now we got night vision ones, the ones that I picked up when the lights are off. We still can see you. So it's going to be fun to have those up. And so the Legos bit, the idea there is that's a dope hobby. I think it's a dope hobby. I wish you had a space. Once we get really settled in, we'll have a space. I'm pretty sure this is going to change. I think like the comments that we've had and the feedback, man, this week have been like, thank you so much. I don't even know what camera to look right now, but thank you. Thank you so much because it's been good feedback. And by good, is some of them are bad. Like, no, I'm serious. It's been good, but some of them are like, hey, your audio kind of sucked. We'll talk about that. We do have mics set up, but since my sister was coughing often in the last segment, she was peaking the mic. And I kind of didn't want to sit there and just edit 30 minutes of you. I don't even know. If you play a drinking game to her coughs, you will be plastered at the end of it because she was like just going.
Feel free to do that though.
No, the drinking game to our first episode. Wonderful. How often? And then I heard the clicking pen. That was me.
That was you had the pen.
I had the pen. You didn't even stop me. You just heard it.
I don't think I heard it. I must have been. I don't know. I must have been like
you zoned out. Yeah. Also,
guess.
this is new to us. Either. Like, we don't really, we sit down and talk, but now to have the idea of a camera in front of us is like, ooh, it's a little cringe, but we're doing
more conscious of
what
noises.
we do.
Noises.
Noises and what we do, right?
Like right now, like, I don't know if my foot shows, but you guys will catch me like doing this and then like, stop.
Stop the leg. Stop the leg.
Stop.
Diesel's good. He's great on camera. Look.
Yeah, he is. He's like.
What the hell are you doing, bro?
Oh, by the way, if you haven't followed him, follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. But yeah, between clicking pens, the sound, and now I'm being told that it's a faux pas, right? To have windows behind us because it looks all blown up and blasted. We have an office space that we're working on. Probably June, July, it'll be up and running. Where might have a desk and some boom mics. Things can only improve. That's how I feel about it. A lot of people, the feedback has been wonderful. So thank you. And there's going to be only room for improvement. Even though I got a little crappy little light hitting us, I do have things in the works that will improve the production. Being that I could have started with 100, I didn't want to. I wanted it to be like something that I grow into. Yeah, I could have spent the money on better mics, but I think the fact that we're going to be able to use these this time around is going to be great. Cameras hopefully aren't failing us this time around because I think it's going really good today. Let's see. I don't want to say knock on wood, but knock knuckles. I'm making new things up as we go. So yeah, picked up ice skating. Your hobbies, Legos. Hopefully, the new Lego set of Friends Central Perk works out, and then you get back into it. I kind of want to see it. I like that they gave you all the characters.
Of course.
Yo, all the characters are in that kit.
You got all of them.
I was hyped. Gunther's in the kit.
I know everybody.
So like you're like, oh, but I'm like, Gunther's in the kit, man. That shit is wild because it's based on the actual full set of the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell you Legos. I'm just saying that shit is dope.
Yeah, and if you like Friends, you appreciate this set.
Yeah.
It is a awesome set.
It's a limited edition, so who knows? Legos always goes up. But you took us to a Lego museum.
Oh yeah, I did.
That shit was
Which, by
fire.
the way, he did not want to go.
I don't like to go.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't like to go to museums.
But then he was over there, and he's like, "Yo, this is dope." I think I still have a picture. I think we still
we still got a bunch of pictures. Judy would comment to that because I'm just like yesterday she wanted to go to a photography museum and I'm like, oh no, let's just go do this other. I don't know what it is about going. I don't want to go, but then I'm there and I'm always like, yeah. So it's not that I don't want to go because we went to some older century tech museum that was great too, but it was weird.
It was like a flop. I was so excited about it.
I actually got a great backdrop with me in a room full of photos of toss and turn, and that was like in 2014. That was like a while ago. But that museum, that Lego museum, was really dope, and there was the huge T-Rex that took up an entire room.
So I think he actually just had another showing. He's one of the master builders, and I think he actually works for Legos now.
Wow. Lego's headquarters is crazy. They recently built a headquarters that's like a 4-story museum.
If you haven't watched the Lego documentary, you should.
I think it's a dope-ass hobby.
Yeah. I mean, people are really
It's artsy. And it's crazy how they reuse, like, people will buy multiple boxes of a certain thing to build a certain thing.
Yep.
So, like, if you're building I don't know, Star Wars is big now. So, like, well, it's not big. It's bigger now because of the Disney thing. The Mandalorian is dope. But if you want to build something from like the Mando ship is specific. I don't even know what he calls it, but it's a specific craft. You can literally buy older bulk pieces and build out that ship because they're not selling it yet. Like maybe it's in the works. It'll come out soon. But it's definitely not out yet.
What else did you do this week?
This week. Well, like I said, I went ice skating. That's the new hobby. But Mulch Fest ended. So if you're trying to get rid of your Christmas tree, you are now in the negative. You're in the red for me.
Yes.
You are in the red. You didn't do it right. So we went with a plastic tree. Shout out to Mel. She went, picked up a plastic tree, decorated it, I want to say kind of solo dolo.
Just solo.
Yeah. She decorated it, and it was a beautiful decoration. She completely put the decorations away, and now the tree's gone. Yeah, I mean, it's a plastic tree. It just got to go back in a box.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate that, the fact that it's a plastic tree. But Mulch Fest is something that New York does, or NYC Parks does after Christmas and before the 11th of January. You can walk your tree over to a designated drop spot. Many of you did not do that. I went around yesterday on the last day, super early, just get it out of my way instead of me just jogging in the morning. I went and I just carried trees back to the drop zone. The dilemma with the Mulch Fest is that there's only like a few places that do mulching where they're actually turning the wheel on a grinder and creating mulch. Mulch would be like the tree being like broken down into smaller pieces so you can put them at the base of your plants, because the nutrients from a dying tree will give another tree life. So they do that. But if you left it out in front of your building, they don't necessarily do that.
Pick it up.
Yeah, they don't come pick it up. So
Take it.
what I did was I'd walk towards the park. I grabbed a few trees. I'd put it in the drop point, which is the only closest areas here would be closer to 189th Street, 190th, like at the beginning, the corner. So I'm pretty sure you guys, I was in Washington Square Park. There was a huge pile of them. It smells really good, but it's dying trees. And that was just a drop-off point in Washington Square Park. So that was one of the things that I did this week. I picked up people's trees from in front of their building and walked it over. That was like my cardio, carrying trees. I got to tell you that those little twigs and branches, they stick to your clothing. So I can clearly see why people don't want to do it. But you wear a material that doesn't let that happen. And there is kind of some sap coming off the tree, so wear gloves.
You can always put it in a bag.
Yeah,
There's a big
I don't want to
plastic-
do plastic bags on a tree because then you got plastic being used for. So
Yes.
people did do that. They'll put a black plastic bag on the front and a black plastic bag on the
Just
back
at
end.
least to carry it.
Not even to carry it. They were taping it down and
Oh.
leaving it on the corner. So now you don't even know it's a tree inside of a bag. I tell you, man. I tell you, it's just the little
Listen,
things.
if you don't want
It's
to do
the
the work of
little
taking
things.
the tree to the proper spot after you use it, just don't get it, guys. Like seriously.
Yeah. So
I've
that's
always
one of
been
my
against
pet
using real
peeves.
trees at home. Like
And it's funny because I put it up on my feed, and then when I encounter people and I'm like, hey, did you do this process? And they're like, oh, no, I didn't know about it. But I'm like, yeah, you viewed my shit. I seen you. I got the algorithm. I could see who saw my stuff. So, thanks for just hitting tap forward.
Yeah.
I could be angry about it. It's my personal perspective. So do your part. That's
Save the planet, guys. Save the planet.
so yeah. I'm trying to also change up which is kind of hard to flip the script on certain things, but I want to get us all of us. I want to buy a kit and then like give everybody TP. That's toilet paper. That is either from a company that recycles. And once again, I said I don't want to talk about stuff till it's being done. So I've been looking in. There's two companies. There's Real Paper and there's Fly. It's two weird companies that do recycled paper. But I don't know what the ply is like. And what I mean by that is you don't know.
Being made of.
Yeah, what it's made of.
Trying to have
Right. I'm not trying to give everybody things immediately. I'm just going to introduce it slowly.
Oh,
But yeah. They sell kits. And I'm not putting their links down below. It's REEL, Real Paper. Once I get it, we'll talk about it some more. But yeah, I've been trying to compromise because I've done the bamboo toothbrush type of thing, and I'm trying to just change soaps and toothpaste. And weirdly enough, corner stores don't carry this stuff yet. So like you have to go to a big venue to like even be globally conscious, or Whole Foods, that type of shit. And you'll see people with brown paper bags on the subway for the most part. And you can hate on them because I do it many, many times over that I'm like, buy locally, son. Like, buy in your neighborhood. But at the end of the day, they're buying from a vendor that's providing a more conscious supply of inventory for us to purchase. That sentence alone is a big thing to me. So, like, be conscious of who you're investing into. But yeah, Mulch Fest, it's over. If you see trees in New York now, they're not going to be recycled the right way. And that's a terrible thing because it's just carcasses all over the streets. That's how I see them. That's a dead body rotting away. What else? Really, I just worked and I really started this workout. So like I'm on, like I said, day 5. Day 6 now, and it's going to be the rest day today. So tomorrow I start fresh again, day 1. And it's overall it's a large number, but it's difficult. But I also dedicate time in the morning to stretch, so I can't get the day started. I like to be like combat ready when I leave the apartment. You just don't know. So I
Yeah.
want to be stretched. I want to be warm. I want to be able to throw kicks and, you know, throw somebody over my shoulder, which means I don't want to pull or strain a muscle. So I kind of warm up really good in the morning, and then I head out. So I'm always like sharp eye since start, and by the end of the day I'm lethargic like everybody else, but geared ready. Um,
I also went
Hmm.
to get a consultation for a cover up.
Oh yeah, the
Leg.
tattoo.
Super excited about it because I've been trying to do this for a very long time and I've just been putting it off. So
I'm gonna trust that this camera and that camera are still rolling, but not that one.
not the middle one.
So let's not focus on you too much. I'm looking at you and I'm looking at you.
So
I don't even think I'm in this frame.
maybe.
Hi guys.
I still know I love blue. Anyway, yeah. So I'm super excited about that. I have my appointment at the end of this month. So I will post a picture. I mean, I post a picture anyway, but I'm just going to post a picture because I just want to show off the before and after. And I hope it comes out really well because it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So, yay.
Yo. Yeah, I also have tattoos, but I've never done a cover up. It took me a while to get a tattoo. I don't think you should just like drunk get a tattoo. You mentioned that before. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Me, it wasn't more drunk. It was more like, I want a tattoo and I want that one. You know, like we didn't have Pinterest and we didn't have like all these outlets that you can look for.
Tattoo artists.
Yeah,
or
well, not even tattoos, just tattoos in general. Just like any kind of inspiration. Like, you know, back then it was like, oh,
Super
here's a book,
taboo.
here's what we got.
Our parents didn't want us to have tattoos.
They did
But
not.
we three got them. But
Me
you
too.
were the
I was the first one.
You were the one that broke the mold.
I was the one that was like,
No,
deuces, I don't live here anymore. Mom, guess what? Look what I have.
I'm the oldest, but man, it was not ideal. I was gonna get abandoned in the streets.
Yeah. But you lived with her back then, so you know she said if once you stop living under my roof, then you can do whatever you want. And so
it's also like it was super
left.
convenient to live with mom at the same time as I was paying rent regardless. Like living with her or not living with her, I was still paying my way. It's the equivalent of like dorming, but I always felt super comfortable being in the apartment with her because she's just a cool freaking lady.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, the tattoo shit, not so much. I was not getting a tattoo. I was barely capable of growing out my hair, let alone to get a piece of art on me. So I am blessed that I got the opportunity, and even when I was able to get a tattoo, I waited another 8 to 9 years.
I kind of feel like I wish I would have waited instead of just getting any old thing. But you know, you live and you learn. So if young folks out there, don't just get one just to get one. Don't get one because it's a trend. Don't get one because everybody has one. Like,
shout out to Nala.
Yeah.
Like I met Nala through my brother, and my brother got a sleeve before I even got a first nook. So where you got a leg tattoo because you wanted to like keep it concealed, right? Mm-hmm. That was the whole gist. You were like, oh, the only reason you would see your tattoos is that you're in a bathing suit.
Yep, or wearing shorts.
But that was not the case while you were in the military, right? You were always like long pants at least. So
yeah, and also you know back then if you were like any future educators, they would be frowned upon. Anybody in a professional business and environment, like people were like, oh, if you have tattoos, you just look unprofessional. And I'm like, well, now everybody has them. So, looking back at it now, everything changes. And so I probably would have gotten it in a different area. But I had to keep mine concealed because, I'm a professional. I don't want people looking at me and be like, oh. But, now it's different. And now, you have all kinds of people with all kinds of tattoos.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Let them express themselves in the way that they want to. I mean, personally, I'll never get like something on my face, but I'm going for my whole back and my arms and my legs. Like, if I die without this completion, because I know people are like, yo, snap that shit and just put it all on. I'm like, no. It's part of my process. I recently got inked up. Nala is the guy that I'm working with, and so be it that like either one of us goes and it's incomplete, then that journey has been incomplete. And I get that. And that's how deep I'm going with my shit. it took me 9.5 years to figure out what I wanted. And then I got the outline instead of completing one section of it. Like, I am incomplete, guys. This is my journey. Leave me be. And you see my outlines and you're like, holy shit, this shit looks crazy. And it's just the outline. So when I got this color on my back, which, shout out to Nala, bro. He is a fucking master at that shit. Like, he's been on like covers of magazines and been reviewed, and now he's settled. Hudson Valley Tattoos, go check him out. I take a drive. This is gonna be my third or fourth visit to him, because I've gone with my brother once to go. And honestly, that I want to say the little town, but that town has its own amenities, and it's really nice. But overall, I got myself inked, and his colors and fades and all this stuff, super amazing. So I'm glad that you found an artist that you can trust, and you said you found him through Johnny?
Through a friend of mine. Yeah. So I don't want to say anything now because I want to see what it's actually going to look like. But I when I did talk to them,
I think picking an artist is important too. Like, it's part of the process.
Reviews, it's word of mouth, it's looking at other people's things that they've done. It's just, because first time around, it wasn't a crappy job. It was just a real basic job. That's all it was. It's a typical basic tattoo that I have.
Yeah.
So now, being that I want to cover it up, I want it to look beautiful, and I want it to look intentional, and I just want the cover up to be.
It's gonna be bigger.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit bigger, not too big.
Turn up.
But hopefully, it's gonna be beautiful. if I'm picturing what I'm picturing in my head, and it's gonna be on my leg, it's gonna be wonderful, and I'm gonna be super excited, and I'm definitely gonna be wearing a lot more shorts.
Oh. Show off the legs. That means get into the gym, get them squats on. So yeah, that's gonna be great. So going up for a cover up, a serious. But I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you're gonna feel more at home with your ink, and it's hard to say the least of like what has happened in the culture where. Before it was more taboo than, because I felt like it was taboo. Like, if you had ink on your body, you were a criminal or a hooligan or not doing the right thing in society. Now it's great. You go to a coffee shop, people got neck tattoos
or a
coming
slut.
out.
Thanks, Dad, by the way. That's what he called me when he saw my tramp stamp.
Oh. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
First thing.
Yeah.
You look like a f***ing slut. Oh, thanks, Dad. Love you too. Good to see you after a whole year. Awesome. Oh, God.
But, yeah, I can't defend the guy. He's just hard-headed and stuck in his own ways. Ignorance is bliss, right? So we're here. We're doing it big now. We're chilling. You're gonna get that redone to your liking with your color scheme. And you're talking about little other things that you want to get on your sleeves, which is going to be dope when it does happen, and I'm excited for you. I wanted to symbolize getting my ink as the next progression. Like, as these animals come to life on my body, it's a new chapter for me. It's like this has actually thrived, and I am including this in my lifetime. Because I got a big piece on me, and every time something comes to life in color, it symbolizes a progression. And that's how I've chosen to do it, rather than I got a big back piece and I'm a badass. That's not the way it works in my mind. I know that what I'm doing is big in the sense of like a whole back known in that art industry would have been like a Yakuza type of, cover up the back of the thighs, your whole butt, your upper back, and then it wraps to the front of your chest. Like, that shit is crazy. And to sit through that pain, these guys just sat in it for hours. Like, I don't even know how they do it in silence. I got my back done, and I think I was decent. I filmed a bit of it. I wasn't screaming, but there's a little squirming happening, especially like when it's on some nerves.
Yeah.
So it's not for the faintest of hearts. and there is no way for me to tell you what the sensation is. You're either in it to win it or you're not. Like I've seen people yelling to the top of their lungs because they thought they were gonna be able to handle it, and then they're just like, nah. So tattoos are a rite of passage, even in this day and age. You gotta be mentally conscious. Yeah.
Unless you just get those temporary water ones.
Oh yeah, that's
You're gonna
hilarious.
have to sit through something.
And I've seen people putting on tattoos sleeves.
Oh yeah,
and taking photos, and it's their main profile pic on Instagram.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
You're so
You're
rad.
gonna sit through some pain, guys, and depending on the area that you get it on. I mean, anywhere where there's not any bone or like hard muscle.
People say the top of the foot is hard.
Yeah.
But then I got some on.
Yeah, it just depends on how your pain tolerance is, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna hurt.
So yeah, I guess that could be considered a hobby, getting tattoos.
Yeah.
Some people just
they're addicted. Yeah, they're addicted.
Like,
I know Alex has a bunch that he's trying to get, and
he wants to continue. And then he's random with it.
And it's random, yes. So that's gonna be interesting to see all his tattoos once he gets them all, because
he's the one that like slaps it.
Yeah.
He's like, that one goes there and it's good.
And that's it.
This one goes here and it's good. Yeah. And then I'm like, damn, dude, and I'm over here incomplete with all of my shit. So
yeah, I can't wait to see his finished products once they're all done, because he has a lot of little ones coming.
Also, my incompletes are badass, and so is the one that is popping right now. So I'm just super excited. I'm happy and grateful that I'm able to return to Nala to get my ink done. The fact that we have that relationship, and it's funny because when he's telling people, he kind of doesn't promote my piece as much because it's incomplete, man. Who wants to show incomplete work? So I'm not on his feed.
Be like, it's not me, it's him.
Yeah, man, it's me.
That's all it has to. That's all he has to put. It's not me, it's him.
Like, it's a journey. We're in it. We're in that journey, and I appreciate him so much, man. We hugged that shit out, and then he messes it up. Like, he slam dunks that shit. He puts on a blindfold and just goes, man. He's fucking just zen it. So I'm happy that you're gonna go get your tattoo, man. I'm excited. You haven't been talking about it. You just like slowly hit me with a sledgehammer. Yo, I'm doing this, pal. Knock it out the park, and look at you getting that thing done.
I had last year. I was talking about this with a friend of mine yesterday. Like, I feel like last year was just like a really just blah year for everyone. Like, it just, I haven't talked to one person where 2019 was like, oh, it was a great year. They went through some kind of crap. Yeah, they went through some kind of crap. Like, and it wasn't just like, oh, it's crap. It's like, oh, it's crap. So, I know I went through some crap. So I'm just like, 2020 hopefully is gonna be not the year, because I don't want everything to happen, but I do want at least one awesome thing to happen.
I mean, we got the ball rolling on this.
Yeah, so,
I kind of I sprung this up to you too. Like,
yeah, and I'm
the
trying
fact
to like
that you're
open
on board,
myself up to different things that I normally wouldn't be doing, or things that I would keep putting off. Like, I'm like, no more putting stuff off.
You got to be a little bit about the yes to make things happen. So
yeah. Because it's moving was a hard transition. Dealing with the DOE is a hard transition. Just dealing with everything, period.
Well,
like,
we out here.
Coming back and getting situated.
Toss and turn. We out here, man.
Yeah. So,
trying to make it happen. Don't sleep on us.
Something's going to happen then.
Don't sleep.
So I'm like, might as well start making small moves. And this is one of my small, big moves that I've been putting on.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. All I hear when you're trying to talk to me is that you're studying to do some things and you're putting paperwork in for this. And once again, it just goes over my head what you're doing when you're doing it. But kudos to you, kudos. And I applied to, I guess I had an interview on Monday.
Yeah.
I had applied to a job during the holidays, mind you. Like, it's Christmas, it's New Year's. I think it was like right before honestly, it could have been the 28th. And they got back to me on the 1st or the 2nd. And I was like, damn, bro, they're not sleeping. You know, they're not sleeping at all. So I responded. It was two back and forth via email. But then one of them went on vacation. But they didn't move my. They told me about my interview, and I was like, all right, cool. Let's do this, this, and third. But now I'm gonna route you to this guy. So it was a little bit of back and forth on the email front. Um, and it's a bicycle company that deals only with electric bikes because I'm all for cycling, as I've mentioned many times. And they were for it, but they were like, "Yo, we want you full time, kid." And I was like, "Ooh, not my jam. I can't do it because I have too many different projects that I want to invest time into, and I already have a full time commitment, and I kind of don't want to drop that contract. I want to keep that contract and then work part time or devote some time to that cycling, the electric cycling community. But I'm also all about cycling, so I go back to the bike shop every now and then because I'm on my track bike.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to separate myself in so many different ways, but I was really like for it. So when they offered me a full time position, it was hard to say no. But then I was like, I can't do that. I gotta.
You don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, so I gotta know myself enough. So I said no. You know, I said no, and then I told them, hey, if a part-time position opens up where you feel that I'm not overqualified, because they want to give me the reins and give me like access to this huge warehouse, and I was like, let's slow that down. But I was excited nonetheless. The guys were really nice. The interview on the phone was cool, but I got called while I was in the doctor's office because I went in for my yearly checkup, where they run my blood and all that stuff, and I don't have the results for that yet, but I said I'm on a plant-based diet, and I still gained weight, so it does not matter. It does not matter what your diet is, you know, but you got to eat right and exercise right, or else you're gonna. I lost 6.5 pounds this week because I started this training regimen, but of course that's gonna happen if you don't work out, and then the diet is 100% it.
It definitely is. I can attest to that for sure.
But I had that job interview, and I got the job. I had to turn it down. I went in for the doctor's appointment this week. Right, it's a lot going on in one week. My schedule's gonna flip. That happened this week. I got that phone call, that text message. Two meetings took place of what's gonna happen. City Bike is on the rise, so nobody sleep on City Bike. We're definitely expanding, and that's not a secret. I'm not divulging secrets here.
Yeah.
That's part of the process. We're expanding. They're dropping a lot of bikes in the next given few months. It's gonna be wild. Got to walk the bridge. Yeah, the Brooklyn Bridge. Yo, yesterday's weather.
Oh man,
What?
Beautiful. If you lived in New York, people were probably like, "What?"
68 degrees.
So beautiful.
68
So
degrees
beautiful.
in January.
I actually walked downtown, like 34th Street. I was walking all that yesterday, and if you live in New York, you don't walk down those streets because you know that it's just hella crowded. But it was so beautiful yesterday, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go walk.
Wow.
It was after my consultation appointment. I just happened to be down there, by the way. I didn't just go down there just cause.
Yeah.
But I just happened to. It was just such a nice day. Like you wanted to be outside. And in New York for January, for it to be that hot, you have to take advantage of those days. You really do. Like, do not stay indoors. Like, even today is nice, but it's a lot colder because of the wind, the wind chill. So it's like yesterday, the temperature was lower, but the wind chill was not as extreme as it is today. Today the temperature is higher, but the wind is more extreme. It's just like
when you get a 10 mile an hour wind or 15-1 while you're in a funnel, like certain blocks hit you, like they'll slap you, and you kind of just have to lean into it because it shifts you.
Yeah. But yeah, that weather yesterday. I hope everyone took advantage of it yesterday and went outside, even just to go walk down this block. I mean, take your kids out. Like, it's just nice. It was really nice.
I had plans for the morning after my mulch walk exercise thing to go down to Battery Park because they were having a live festival, jazz festival. But I've been on this regimen of working out that, man, I was a bit sore. So I was like disappointed that I didn't go, but I wasn't disappointed because I got to go out and enjoy myself. And I got to train with Luciano and Tarzan. They came out after work, so we were in the park till like 2:30 on a Friday night. People are like, "Yo, we're gonna go out to the club and drink." We're eating from a plant-based Mexican restaurant, like around Chinatown. And then there's all these NYC Park pop-ups now that they're brand new. I got a chance to work out outside. The weather at night was really nice. Man, the grips on the bars, they were brand new. So I haven't done muscle ups in a while, so I'm glad that Luciano was around. He provided some assistance. I'm weak as shit, but threw in some muscle ups into the workout, which I told him it's not part of my curriculum right now. I at least want to have a month doing this thing and then be able to do that. So that was cool. The fact that it was his, I mean, the guy's a monster. It was his third workout of the day, and like he wasn't doing anything that he wouldn't normally be doing. So it was wild shit. And I snapped a photo that I was dropping a record. That's a lie. I'm not a singer. I don't sing. I don't rap. I can barely keep a tune. I have a piano there that's just sitting. I learned a little couple melodies, but man, it doesn't do anything here except look pretty. Hey, I'm talking to you, girl. But I strum a bit on the keys. My brother's better at the music part. He's performed by himself, which is very impressive. Self-taught, yeah. But self-taught in the regard like he started that journey on his own. But got a chance to work out with the guys. The weather's been fantastic. Walk the Brooklyn Bridge. I was also resentful to walk the bridge. There were so many people. I'd rather go at 4 in the morning. I told Judy, I'd rather be there at 4 in the morning. The place will be empty. We can snap photos if we want to. But it was just really nice. That was my first time walking that Brooklyn Bridge. I ride across bridges. Like, I'll ride it. I've ridden it. But I've never walked it. Especially like hand in hand with a partner. So that was really nice. And we got to the opposite side. We took some photos. I'm always like a bit cringe at the PDA thing. I don't do well. If you've ever been outside with your partner, I just don't do like. So I'll do filming on camera, and even that takes some conscious effort. It's taken some effort for me to be in front of the camera. I like to be behind the camera. But now that I'm in front of it, I'm just getting more and more comfortable. She likes to take pictures of me, so that worked out. And I got some bangers that she took, man. She's like got an eye for that shit. Low key. But I take directions really well because I give directions. So I'm like, take directions really well. And I'll just stand there and I'll turn my head. I got like, I lost it yesterday because I'm like, do this, and the third. And I'll be trying to get the photo, and she's like, so damn, man. I was like, I'm over it. And man, when I'm done, like if I'm shooting for the business aspect of it, I'm 100% gonna have the patience of a god. I'm just gonna ride it out. You need to take this shot. I'm gonna like play with the lighting for a few minutes, play with this, play with the position. Let's get your angles just right. We want to get you in frame just right. But if we're out to enjoy each other's time, I'm going to snap one and done. Like that previous one that I shot with the guys and I put it on my feed, that was a one and done. They were like, yo, but reset. I was like, nope. If we caught it, great. If we didn't, good to go. Like the one of me and 181, that was the second photo because someone, if you're taking a selfie on a timer, you're in New York, there is no way that someone does not walk into your frame. So, yeah, that happened. So I had to re-hit the button and go take a picture again. But normally it's a one and done with me, especially if I'm trying to take pictures of myself or me and my peoples. Like, I'm not going to stand there if we look ugly, we look ugly. That's the reality behind it. Sorry. So most of the time, I like to set a camera and put it to record, and then I'll snap a still shot. I do that. That's the tendency that I have with a group shot, where if it's just, I know it's just quick, I'll snap a photo and put a timer, which our phones are like magical devices. So cross the bridge, take some photos. That was such a pleasant evening. And we got to hit the shop. We went to the Oculus. We walked. Like, we did a ton of walk. She got a stride on her where I'm like, hey, slow down. Trying to enjoy this. But that was fun. And being as thoughtful as she is, she knows that I drink whiskey. We went to a whiskey distillery, which is fire. We got in the small booth we got into the small booth. We walked Dumbo. We did all that touristy stuff. We're from here, but we've never experienced it. Yeah, we've never experienced it together. So that bridge walk was dope. Hit a ton of the market down there. Did a little bit of shopping. Got into Dumbo. Hit the whiskey distillery. I don't know what they're doing. Dragging dead bodies. They're moving the sofa.
They're really not. Don't call them cops.
Yeah. But hit the distillery, drank a flight, got wavy, walked it, went to a plant-based fast food chain. More sofa moving. It's the time of day to do it. It's the middle of the day on a Sunday. If you're gonna reorganize your living room, you do it now. But got to eat at a fast food restaurant. The burgers, it's fast food, guys. It's plant-based fast food. It's not healthy whatsoever. But instead of fries, they had tater tots. They had chili, like actual chili, bein, hot chili. They had a double-decker burger. I got something that was like a double-decker burger with a weird cheese in it. Yo, on the real, perfect timing. But we got to eat that and then go hang out and play board games. And that's where Azul comes in. I wanted to play that game, but we didn't get to touch it. We were playing some other weird stuff. Kelly, shout out to her. It was her birthday. She has a small little kitten named Nami. Really fun. More of Judy's friends. But this is our second merry-go-round hanging out, and it's really cool to play extremely strange board games. It takes us like 5 or 10 minutes to break that down, like how to play it, and then we go in and play it. So I think I want to do that. I mean, we have board games here, and you bought some for Christmas events, because last year we played some fire trucks.
Every day, guys, every day.
Yeah, New York, welcome. Welcome. But we got to, you bought a few of them here at the family spot.
Yeah,
they're like gas, Connect 4.
Connect 4 Parchesi.
Yeah, where these are like 6 people. Like, we were playing a card game that was like bingo. You had to get the cards in a row on the board, which are like scrambled, and you're putting a checker piece down, or what appears to be a checker piece down. I can't even explain it to you. You get 6 cards, you shuffle, if you pick the card, you're putting a piece down, you're creating, it's a team-based game, so 6 people can play, or 8. You put the checker piece down, and the checker piece, you got to get 5 of those in a row, and that becomes a unit. But once you get a 5 of them in a row, you kind of win the game. So that's your connect. But other people might have the card in the lineup that you're trying to create. So if they have that, they'll pull that out and they'll block you by putting their piece where your piece could have gone. And if you put a card down, you got to pick a card up. And if you miss the opportunity to pick a card, you can pick it up later, but realize that somebody could have picked up the card that you needed.
Mhm.
I think it's really cool. Yeah, we've gone long enough. I think people are coming through. I want to say thank you so much for the good reviews. I think the one question that we asked last week was, what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
Mine was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Huge Turtles fan. I do have pants. I have sweaters.
I like all your shirts. I like
I
all her
have
shirts.
all kinds of stuff. I have a little fanny pack.
All her Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja
I
Turtles.
love them.
Right? They got heavy into martial arts. They were one of the inspirations.
Yeah.
Hell, the live action movie was fantastic. The people in the suits doing backflips, those suits are easily 30 pounds. Like, I don't even know, man. But yeah, hyped. I like all your shirts. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a great cartoon to watch. But I feel like people were fighting over Channel 11 and Channel 5. I had a lot of comments coming back. So shout out to Obstacle Beast. He threw down the Mickey Mouse club.
Oh,
the clubhouse.
Yeah.
MIC. USC. Yeah. That was dope. He also mentioned the Ed and Eddie. I remember that. That was cool. But other people mentioned, like Judy, for example, was like Garfield and Friends.
Garfield was alright.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Different.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the cartoons. I was behind the lasagna eating cat.
Yeah.
That can talk. Yeah. But other people mentioned Darkwing Duck.
Oh, all of those. Darkwing Duck, Rescue Rangers.
Yep.
Damn,
you're going off.
Gummy Bears.
Oh shit, she's off the dome right now.
There's so
I
many.
got a little
of
list
them.
of people that like left comments. But yeah,
like,
go riff,
just
man.
That whole Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck.
I haven't even mentioned my favorite yet.
The three ducks with
Can
the
you
money.
guess by the sweater that I'm wearing? Can you guess my favorite by the sweater that I'm wearing? Come on,
Probably.
do it. Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Right?
I love it. Yes.
But the infamous Batman. Batman was a big one. Like, you would wake up to watch Batman. I don't think I would wake up to watch Superman as much as I would wake up to watch Batman. Batman was the shit. They had like that detective aspect, and like it was adultish. In this, adultish is such a weird term.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like they had the dialogue in those parts. You can watch them now. That's what I'm trying to say. Relive those moments.
Oh, Hulu brought back Daria, you guys. If
Oh,
you didn't know, I just saw
round
it yesterday.
glasses?
Yes. Yes.
Oh shit.
I just saw it. I was like, what? So
She was so
Daria,
in the age of MTV.
Yes.
I have, what else? Animaniacs for me was big.
Animaniacs was great.
Because we were that.
We were.
Older brother, middle sister, and then the youngest
brother.
Yeah, that was us. The Animaniacs, straight up.
Yes.
And the Animaniacs came with so many good ones. Pinky and the Brain.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy, yeah.
Was Ren and Stimpy part of that?
No, I don't think Ren and Stimpy was.
I don't know, but you
But
look back at those
Dexter's
now.
Laboratory.
Oh, I love Dexter. That was me and Alex right there because I was just like.
Oh yeah, Alex was definitely Dexter. Yeah. Alex was Dexter for us for sure.
Yes.
Shaq threw up Power Rangers, and I wanted to ask, does that count? Because Power Rangers was live action,
Yeah.
but I was inspired by Power. You would wake up to watch Power Rangers, man. They were
Power
doing.
Rangers was cool. Everybody always wanted to be
It was
Green
as
Ranger or the Pink
cartoonish.
Ranger,
Yeah, it was as cartoonish as one can get because they had explosions, they had monsters, they had. They were the live action cartoons that have, like, the only reason we get movies, I think, superhero movies, is because Power Rangers paved the way, man. It was a budget. It was cringe. Some of the episodes was like, really? But,
Oh, yes.
remember those guys?
Yes.
Fire. Especially the martial arts stuff. Even though it was, some of the flips were trampoline based, but it was still dope. And the cut scenes, you'd be like, no way. No way, bro. But they introduced the culture. They mixed up the culture. Even stereotypes aside, please. Like it was just a diverse, and nobody was left in the dark, like about it. And women being in the forefront of a episode series where they were doing martial arts, they killed it. So what do you think? Does it count as a Saturday morning cartoon? It is as cartoonish as it can be, you know.
Pterodactyl.
Transform up, bro. Let's go.
That actually goes. Like back then, it was just like you gotta love it.
I know a few people that are currently actual Rangers now, and I'm so hyped when I see them in their getup. The suits are fire. Emily, if you're out there, shout outs to you because she was the Pink Ranger. She's a Hispanic, throwing kicks and punches, training at zoo from time to time. But yeah, she did a short digital where she was in a parking lot taking on one of those, and it was really good. So shout outs to her. But yeah, Power Rangers. Is it a Saturday morning cartoon? And if you couldn't guess mine, it's DB. It's Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Super. I want to say that the manga for Dragon Ball Super is outrageous and it's amazing. I'm glad that it has been picked up by the original writer again. He's brought it back to life. But DB does it for me because the story is where we are now. Like people are still training to go to certain martial arts tournaments. So I'll put it on and I'll get re-inspired by Master Roshi's training, where like you wear a heavy weight thing, you go running, you do farm work, which is just like physical work. So Dragon Ball was my Saturday morning cartoon that I would try to wake up and watch. And you'll be like, yo, but that isn't in the morning and it isn't a Saturday. I would record it. It was my VHS recorded show because I couldn't catch it when I was catching it. So I would always just put that on. But my favorite cartoon was Dragon Ball. And to this day, still is, kind of. I still watch the series. Dragon Ball Super's crushing it, though. They flipped all that stuff, and I could talk more in detail about Dragon Ball all day. So let me know what you think. What was your favorite? Some of you guys didn't divulge that. Now that you've heard ours, maybe you'll write down yours. Damn, I think I didn't write down this week's question. I didn't write it down.
Oh, right. We talked about our favorite hobbies. What are some things that you guys enjoy doing on a regular day basis or every once in a while, like me?
Every once in a while. True. So what is your favorite hobby? She says Legos, even though it's on and on. We do a ton of stuff overall, I think. Like even decorating. Because you have a tendency of like reorganizing and doing visual boards. What's your favorite hobby? Write it down in the comment below.
Let us know.
Talked about ours. I have a lot of different hobbies that I do. I try to give time for everything. Recently, I got back into drawing or pencil sketching. I put up a picture of a manga that I'm reading right now. The manga inspired Samurai Jack, so it has a lot to do with that. And I like the idea of like swordplay and ninjas and all that. Like I'm still heavily invested into that stuff. So as long as it takes up training, I'll read into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we spoke a lot. I hope that the cameras were rolling, to be quite honest. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are listening to us, I appreciate you. We drop this immediately after it's done. But if you're trying to catch us visually, we'll work on the visuals some more. The audio should be a lot better, hopefully now. But the visuals will improve. I promise you. And thanks. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your comments.
Stay healthy. Drink water.
Yeah, stay happy, stay healthy, drink water. I can't even get it out. Hello. Stay happy, stay healthy, drink water.
Stay happy, stay healthy, drink water.
Cheers. Cheers to you. I'm going to say, Mel, this time we're unplugging before we walk off camera. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.